YouTube, how's it freaking going? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Chris Pride Chico, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. My body's freaking sore from yesterday. My chest, my triceps. I was getting muscle spasms throughout the day. I think part of that though is definitely my water consumption, because my water consumption when I was experiencing them was definitely not as well as it should be. But there's definitely other reasons as to why you're feeling muscle spasms and cramps and all those sorts of things. Definitely dehydration is definitely one of them. However, if your muscles are sore and you're doing like let's say I did chest 2 days ago and I'm going into chest today, definitely gonna want to, make it easy, or rather hit another muscle and avoid it. Let the muscle rest correctly, because most of the time when you're feeling this, like, the soreness that I'm feeling, not necessarily in a muscle spasm in the chest, but in the triceps, I definitely was. It means your muscles are recovering, right? They've been torn and they got to recover. And in order for them to recover and recover the right way, you need to have adequate rest and not push them past the limits that they have. Because your body does have limits, of course, and it's up to you to figure out what those limits are. But I definitely think your body gives you cues on what you need to do, or rather what you need to rest. And in this case, I need to rest my chest. So we're going to have back and biceps today. Now, it is supposed to be impetus, I believe day 27. However, my mind is all over the place and I'm feeling rather a little worse than I was yesterday, if I'm being honest with you guys. But everything, one day at a time. I am going through something outside of the gym and all that sorts of stuff, but everything will heal with time. And I just got to think about the positives, and that's it, right? So, I don't really want to do the impetus because I just want to go in and just do a variety of different exercises because, I don't know, it just kind of helps me with clearing my mind instead of following a program. There's reasons for it. I just enjoy it a lot more, like I said. And also, I guess I'm getting a bit of a rest for the heavy PRs, so that way going into next week, which is when I plan on finishing off the impetus strength, we're going to be able to do our PRs the right way. But we're going to hit back and biceps, as I said. No deadlifting today because I don't really want to go for a PR. I know that I'm not in the right mindset, and I don't feel like I've fueled my body the right way prior to coming to the gym, which is also crucial to remember. You got to fuel your body with the right nutrition prior to hitting PRs and stuff like that, and it definitely plays a role in your ability to lift heavy weights. Now, I've hit 275 before on the bench press, which I did in the impetus strength. I think it was day 26. Nah, day 25. I hit the 275 bench press, which I've hit before, and that was when I was on my first ever bulk, and I definitely did that bulk incorrectly, but that's a story for another day. Your boy's eating 4,000 calories and all that sort of stuff. I didn't maintain it. I only did it for 3-4 months, and then after that, right back to how I used to be, which isn't the right way to do it, but again, a story for another day. But when I was eating that amount of calories, I definitely was able to lift a lot more, because I guess there's just more in me, right? More food, more energy, and all that sort of stuff to really just get that weight up. So definitely something to consider. You want to fuel yourself for success for the gym, and that all depends on you, because some people like to eat before the gym like myself, and some people like to just go to the gym on an empty stomach. So all up to you guys. But enough said, guys. Without further ado, it's fucking gym time. I honestly was hoping to warm up with the bodyweight pull-ups, because I always think starting off with your body weight into going into a movement, or rather a workout, is always beneficial. Like when I do squats, prior to me even doing the squats, also to gauge my depth, but I think it's phenomenal to warm up with just your body weight, so doing bodyweight squats, but making sure that you're hitting it and treating it like it's with weights. Obviously, there's a certain extent to which you could do that, because with the weight, you have to balance correctly and stuff like that, but it's a good gauge for me as well to know how deep I'm getting, because sometimes I need to do a static stretch of a split to make sure that I open up my groin area and I can get more depth, because depth is crucial for squats. If you're not hitting the right depth, the squats don't count. Let's just put it how it is. But back to the point at hand, definitely good to warm up with your body weight. I definitely recommend warming up with dips if you're doing chest, which we didn't do yesterday, or push-ups in that case. And then pull-ups, especially for the back day, which is what we're doing today. But pull-up bar was taken. No worries, we're gonna work around it. We're gonna do an exercise that we haven't done in a very long time, which is rows, barbell rows. Now, I like to do it on a Smith machine. I just like the fixated motion, but I also enjoy using a regular barbell as well. So I like having that variety element. I've been using a barbell, so I've been well acquainted with the barbell, but the Smith machine it's missed me. So it was calling for me to use it today. I love this. One of my first ever videos, which is I think it was I messed up, and then 5 ways to grow your shoulders, we did something called sevens, which is 3 different movements, is 7 reps of each. Now you can do that on any single muscle day. You know, you could always make something work where you're doing 7 reps of 3 different exercises. I twisted up the numbers there, but we're gonna do 2 different exercises for 8. So I guess you call us 8s perhaps. I mean, I like to keep that within, you know, the realms of 3 different exercises. But we're gonna do 2 different types of variants of rows. So we're gonna start off with like a wide grip barbell row, right? Making sure we're going below the knees and having the right form. And then once we complete those 8, we'll do a supinated grip and do the same thing. Now we did start off with doing just the bar to see how we felt, right? Get that range of motion down and kind of get locked in on the form. I always say that, especially when you're using a barbell or in this case, a Smith machine. You want to do a first couple sets with a lower weight. That way I know which form works for me at that point of the day, or rather that point of that day in general. Because sometimes I'll do a certain exercise, especially with the bench press. When I'm doing a certain range, you know, my shoulders might be a little bit more sore than it is on other days. And I want to figure out which range of motion is most optimal for me to get the most benefits from the exercise. But enough said. Like I said, 8 reps of both. They're going to be simultaneous. So I am choosing a weight that I know that I can control this with. And I'm not pushing till failure on that first set, right? So I want to make sure I can do the 16 reps, but also make sure that every rep counts. So let's get this shit done. Then right into the next one. Definitely felt that. I felt good. I might up the weight by 5s or maybe 10s. We'll see how we're feeling. Of course, you want to have adequate rest in between each set, but we are going to do this for 4. 4 seems to be the name of the game. 4 has been fucked up. Four sets yesterday that we did for every chest and tricep movement definitely fucked me up. We only did 2 exercises for triceps, but of course some chest exercises do work your triceps as well. Well, a good portion of them do. So the triceps still were sufficiently hit, and as I said, the intro, triceps were definitely fucking having muscle spasms yesterday, so kind of a good sign, but at the same time, it's also a sign of dehydration and shit like that, so gotta recover. But enough said, let's get shit done. So I utilize the benefit that I always say, which is recording, because that way you can look back at your sets and reps to make sure that you're doing it the way you want to. And I will say, I'm gonna self-critique myself. When I was doing those rows with the barbell, or rather Smith machine, I wasn't controlling it the way I wanted to. You know, I'm not really trying to emphasize the eccentric too much today, because like I said, I am trying to get that volume element in. I just find it to ease my mind when I'm going through stuff, to just have a variety of different exercises and really just push myself past the limits, right? I mean, I like the limits that you feel when you're doing a heavy weight and you feel at the heavy weight, but I also like the limits where you're doing so much volume to the point where, you know, you're fatigued and you're sore and all those things. They hit differently, really, and they're both beneficial, right? But regardless if I'm controlling the eccentric or not, I was ego lifting that. Now that's not a weight that I can't control, it's just I wasn't controlling it, because the last sets that I did after watching the film back, I controlled it. So just, you know, not perfect, no one's perfect, and there's always room for improvement on your form and obviously on the way that you do your reps. So it's always good to record it, or, you know, look yourself in the mirror, focus on, you know, your form and stuff like that. I guess my mind was just kind of shut off, because that's kind of the goal of today, is just to shut my mind off and, you know, do something proactive, right? But we're gonna work into our lat pull down now. Now I haven't done a lat pull down in such a long time, because I've just been doing the close grip supinated for a long time, which really works your forearms. I want to give my forearms a bit of a break today, so we're gonna do a wide grip, but then we're gonna superset with a, we'll call it 10s. I'll call it 10s for the biceps, because we're gonna do an exercise of 3 different exercises in one. So I guess that's just a set of 3 different exercises in one, which is gonna hit every portion of the biceps. So we're gonna do a front movement with the elbow in front, the elbow on the side of the body, and the elbow behind. So I'm gonna hit every single one of the heads of the bicep and just get a full workout, I guess you could say. Hit every single portion of it, get the most efficiency out of my workout. I definitely like the challenges that I create, especially on the days that I'm not following a program. That way I can, you know, toy around, feel out what I'm feeling for the day, right? And really just try and emphasize to, you know, the most extreme possible way I can, right? With the 3 superset, because that's not necessarily something y'all need to do, but I just really like when I get onto that last set, after doing the first 2 and being like, fuck, I don't even know if I could do this, and doing it anyways, you know? Obviously, that when I say that, take that with a grain of salt, because you might get to a point where you're using other muscles. So, you know, gauge it the right way, choose the weight that you guys are doing for the right form, because when I say failure or anything of that nature, I'm always talking about when the form is compromised, because that to me is when failure occurs, because then you'll just injure yourself by using other muscles. But enough said, we're gonna get this done. 12 reps of this, and then 10 of everything else for the biceps. Right into biceps. Okay, now we'll get into our bicep movement. Gonna do one arm at a time, but we're gonna start off with our right arm. And the first movement's just gonna be a regular curl. Elbow's gonna be in line with my body. Hit the bronchali, bronchali or whatever. And I'll hit the short head by having the elbow in front of my body. I don't work into the long head, but I have to change up the angle a bit by doing drag curls. So I'm always a big fan of drag curls, to be honest with you. It's been an exercise that I've missed doing. And we'll do our left arm right away. Now drag curls. Definitely felt what I was saying I was trying to accomplish with going into that last set and being like, I don't fucking know if I could do this. But we got through it. The biceps are feeling really, really juiced up, really on fire, which is always a good sign that I'm working it the way I want to. But we have 2 more sets of this, because I already did 1. We're doing everything for 4 sets, because 4 sets yesterday is what we did, and I'm not gonna lie, like I said, fucking chest is on fire still from yesterday. I didn't even feel like we did too much, but I did the math. 4 sets, 3 different exercises. What is that? 36 sets in total. That's pretty insane. But let's get this shit done. All right, so we're gonna move into our next superset, which is only gonna be 2 different exercises, but I wanted to hit lat extensions, or lat flies, can't remember exactly the name, lat pullovers. It's been a while since I've hit it, obviously. One of my favorite lat movements, to be fair. Back when I first started working out, I remember I would always do it with just this grip, you know, just the bar, the easy bar, and do it. But then I got to a point where I seen a video online where it indicated to put D handles here, and that way you get more of a neutral grip. That way you could really emphasize and get more depth, right? Because you're limited to how far you can go here, versus when you have the D handles, you can kind of get that just a little farther to really emphasize the lat contraction. Similarly to when you're doing a lat pull down, it also takes away the usage of your forearms, because you use your forearms a lot more when you're doing a lat pull down like this than you do when you're doing something like this. It recruits your lats a lot more. It creates an imbalance when you're using just a regular bar. However, I'm not going to talk down upon the bar itself. I mean, it's still good. It's still a great exercise to do, like a regular lat pull down. However, when you have access to a neutral grip, I definitely recommend doing so. But we're gonna do this for 12 reps, and then right afterwards, I'm gonna use the easy, because it's a bit of an easy bar. I wouldn't say it's a full easy bar, but it is, you know, similar to one. I'm gonna do some curls, so I'll grab it from the inside here and do some more curls. Biceps are already fucking juiced up after doing the 4 sets of the 10s there, and I mean, we're just gonna keep it going, push through it. Getting close to the end of the workout though, I won't lie, because my back is already sore. Remember, it's high volume today. I'm doing 4 sets of everything, and I'm trying to control the eccentrics as much as I can, but that's not the main focus of today. Unlike when I'm doing the program, I'm really able to control the eccentrics because I need to make every rep count, whereas today, if I go a little quicker, I mean, obviously I don't want to go quick, but if I do, I'll just compensate by doing another different movement, which in a sense is good, but at the same time, you should make every rep count to the fullest that it can, right? And that's what I've been doing. I don't want to like say that I haven't been doing that. I definitely have been. I think the only set that I've really looked back on and been like, that was definitely rushed, was the first set of the rows that I did, which I look back on, of course, and corrected on the next 2 sets. But we ain't gonna do that on this one. We're gonna get this done, so let's do this. Now, before I do this, I should say, I like to like make sure I'm emphasizing my lats prior to getting into this. And what I mean by that is if you see those guys like, they walk around like this with that invisible lat syndrome, just flaring out your lats. So you flare out your lats so you could already emphasize the muscle that you're trying to work. And of course, you want that mind-muscle connection, right? You want to make sure that you are working your lats, because sometimes when people do this, you know, their elbows start to bend and they start to use their triceps. So definitely an exercise. You want to use that mind-muscle connection to the fullest to make sure that you are utilizing the lats, because this exercise can hit a lot of muscles. And it's very similar to a regular tricep extension if you aren't keeping your elbows locked, right? Because sometimes you'll bend your elbows too much, which will indicate that you are utilizing your triceps. But let's get this done. We'll just drop and get right into that next one. Definitely a good workout, or rather superset, but I do think I'm gonna up the weight on both exercises. I do think I could do a weight up, but I also wanna make sure that I'm controlling it and doing it with enough controlling the eccentrics, because I don't wanna do a weight where I'm just fucking flipping it up and down. I don't think that's useful whatsoever, especially because, I mean, every rep, like I said at the beginning of this, should count, and that would be counterintuitive to what that, you know, the objective of that is. But 4 sets, we're gonna go nonstop. He goes, I go. Name of the game today, like I said, is mitigate the amount of rest that we're doing and just aim for that volume. Really I just want to punish my body today, I'm not gonna lie. Helps get my mind off shit, especially with the going through stuff. So we'll get this done though. Let's get this shit. So you have to work in some rows. We haven't done any rows today. I particularly love doing this specific row machine because there's just a different variety of variants that I could do on it, which is what we're gonna utilize now. So we're gonna do another form of 10s, which means 10 reps of 3 different exercises. Anytime I say 10s, 7s, 8s, or something in that form, it means 3 or more exercises of each. Or sorry, 3 or more, exercises of each in a set, all of which are gonna be the number that I say. So if it's 10s, 10 reps, 8s, 8 reps, 7s, 7 reps, etc. So we're gonna do 3 different grips. So we have a wide grip, we got a bottom grip, which is supinated, and then a mid grip. So we're gonna be hitting basically the full back with the rows. I mean, there's so many different variants of rows. I do like having a really close one. However, on this particular machine, there isn't access to that. And all the rope, rather the cable row machine that has the grip, the V-grip kind of, which really emphasizes the middle portion of your back, isn't there. It's out of service. Someone broke it, so I don't have access to that. So we just gotta make do with what we have around us. It's okay though, because that portion of my back is still gonna be hit a different exercise. However, the wider the grip, obviously the more utilization of the lats. We're gonna do 10 reps of everything, and I really want to emphasize the stretch here, because I find when a lot of people do rowing exercises, they don't go for that full stretch. And I really think on all exercise, even like with the lat press, or the lat pull down, you should have that full extension, really stretch out your lats so you get that full range of motion, right? So similarly with this, I want to make sure that I'm doing that. Now there is a limit, of course, because of this being in the way, and I can only go back so much, but we're gonna make do with what we have. We're gonna put it as far back as possible, because I really do want to emphasize that stretch. But let's get this. So 10 of this, then I'll drop the weight, and I'll do 10 of both of the next grips. We'll lower the weight, and I'm gonna do the same weight now for both of the last two. But that first set I did 100, now I'm gonna be doing 70, and I don't include the baby weights, but I do have 2 baby weights there, both of which being 5, so it is a little bit more than just 70. That's definitely a set. I do think though I should up the weight on those last two, because I definitely think I could be pushing myself a bit more. But I guess in my mind I'm a little worried about the form being compromised. But you don't know unless you try. So we're definitely gonna up the weight the next set. We're gonna do a drop, then drop, instead of first set 100, then drop, and then do the weight for twice. I'll do 100, 85, and then 70 all throughout each 3 sets, which probably is more optimal too, because then I'm really working it a lot harder. But I guess I am just a little worried about dropping the form, which is why I'm recording, right? So I can see back the form. And it's always a learning experience. But enough said, we're gonna push through this. I'm gonna up the weight, get the maximum I can out of this, but we got 2 more sets. Let's get this shit done. Okay, as I indicated at the beginning of the workout, I did want to do pull-ups at the beginning as more of a warm-up exercise, and also because my body's the most fresh at the beginning of the workout. So I mean, if I'm not hitting deadlifts, I definitely want to compensate by doing a body weight movement, because you know your boy's fatigued now, so he's not gonna be able to bang out as many pull-ups as I would if I was fresh. So it's also a mental thing as well, but hey, we're still trying to get those pull-ups in. So even if I have to wait till the end of my workout because this was taken, that's okay. I do know that at the beginning when I started working out, like if a certain machine was taken and I wanted to do it at the beginning, and most of the times, to be fair, it was pull-ups, right? Because pull-ups, like I said, could do the most when I'm fresh, and I didn't want to do less and make myself feel bad. So I wouldn't do it, right? But there's no excuse to not do it. If it's taken at the beginning, or if any machine or anything's taken at the beginning, I have the ability to still do it at the end, even if I'm fatigued, right? So I want to keep up the consistency of 8 reps. So if needed, I got the band on standby. The first set I was able to do 8. However, I know on the 8th rep, I was a bit of a struggle. So if I need to, it's here for me to use, right? And it's not a pussy thing or whatnot, or whatever mentality people have around using a band to assist them doing pull-ups. If you can't do a certain amount of pull-ups and you want to get better at pull-ups, you know, you're gonna have to figure out ways to get better at it. And number one, getting better at it's doing it, but also it's always good to utilize a band, because they are there for a reason, especially if you have them, and most gyms do have access to them. And if not, then they have access to an assisted pull-up machine. But personally, if I was to, specifically give you my advice, whether you choose an assisted pull-up machine or a band, I'm definitely a band type of guy. I just think it's better that way. I used to be so afraid of using it too, because then I would step on it and slingshot up my crotch area, but you get past that fear. You just gotta get used to it with the under tension. But let's see how many we could do without it. Let's go. 2 more. I don't think I should have done that dead hang there. I probably could have banged out the 8 consistently if I kept up the momentum. But I guess it's also good because that made it more challenging for me. We'll see how next set goes, but definitely want to maintain the 8 rep consistency. This might be the last exercise of the day. It depends on the timing, but regardless, we're gonna treat it like it's the last and put in the maximum effort, right? So let's get this shit done. Workout is all done. Grateful to have another day to become better and do the things that I need to do to become better. One of which being going to the gym. And you know, the gym's always been there for me, and the gym's always a beautiful place to go whenever you guys feel down or experiencing things in life. It's the gym will always be there, and it'll always be there to make you better. Because I mean, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, you won't go to the gym and leave feeling any worse than you did going in. You'll feel better, unless you injure yourself, of course, which is because of ego lifting or whatever the case may be, which we avoid. So if you guys watch me and you guys want to take you know, there's a couple things I want you guys to take away. Number one, fucking clean up after yourself at the gym. Seen some messes today. I just didn't want to critique people today. Wasn't in the mindset to do so, but definitely clean up after yourself. And also, do not ego lift, because ego lifting will just result in injuries. And I can tell you guys firsthand, I mean, injuries fucking suck. I mean, I got a tattoo once, and that was the most I've been like out of the gym because of something having to heal. And when I got the tattoo, I felt like I was getting fat. It just fucked with me very, very hard mentally. Like I felt like I was losing all the gains. I was Googling how quickly you lose muscle and shit like that, because you gotta let your tattoo heal, right? You can't just go to the gym immediately. You want to let it heal and, you know, become better. But definitely sucks. It definitely sucks to be out of the gym regardless of the issue. So I mean, hey, if you're doing a self-inflicted issue by injuring yourself at the gym because, you know, you had injuries prior and you went to the gym regardless because you didn't want to miss the gym and you still train that muscle group hard as fuck, then that's on you. And that's definitely something we avoid. The cues your body gives you and the, you know, the things it tells you by the injuries and, you know, what's sore and whatnot, that's your body letting you know that you need to heal and rest and become better. So I mean, you got to do those sorts of things. But we are en route to hit 1,000 subscribers by April 1st. At the time of this recording, we are at 798 subs, guys. We are closing in on the 800 mark, which means we are 200 away, very close to being 200 away, 202 to be exact, from 1,000. We got 1 month to do it coming up soon. So let's go. Let's push through this, guys. But regardless, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Drop a comment down below what muscle group you guys are hitting today and what your favorite muscle group is to hit, because I'm always curious to learn and grow from what you guys enjoy. Hit that post notification bell so you guys never miss a video. Guys, have a blessed day. Get at it. Do what you need to do and find your impetus. Goodbye.